Hi Drito, it's Friday the 10th of December 2021. If you recall from my previous PhD vlog, Halloween Hangover, which was recorded on Sunday the 1st of November, I was working towards a Friday the 5th of November journal paper deadline. However, on the following Tuesday I had a meeting with my supervisors where my first draft was ripped apart. To be honest, the criticisms were fair, and if I was judging my own work I would make those same comments, but it's difficult to hear it from someone else. Fortunately, or unfortunately as the case may be, the deadline was extended to Wednesday the 11th, which gave me a week to rerun a bunch of models and rewrite the paper with a much stronger narrative as seen in my AI-assisted neurosurgery video. Long story short, I proceeded to not sleep for about 40 hours working through model failures, software failures, a 2-hour electricity failure which caused me to lose both lighting and cut off my internet. But after what I can only describe as an intellectual marathon, I did submit by 5 AM on Thursday morning. Thank God for time differences. Speaking of papers, I got 76% in my master's dissertation, which means I got a distinction overall. Weirdly, I'm not too fussed about it, since I'm already on the PhD program and I only needed to pass. Plus, I have already got a master's, which I'm much prouder of. Since submission, I've lowered my work priority, instead focusing a lot more on socialization, meeting up with friends for dinners or drinks most evenings. I even went clubbing with the running society on sports night. Running itself has been going really well. I can run 15 kilometers at about 5 minutes per kilometer on a good day, and it's just been really nice to run around central London. I've lived in London my entire life, but I think the last few months have been the first time I've truly felt like a Londoner in those 26 years. It's just so great to be able to walk outside and just see these phenomenal, often historical sights. Or maybe it's my subconscious trying to convince me that the £10,000 per year is worth it. Media consumption wise, of course, there was Taylor Swift's re-recorded version of Red, which has taken over my Spotify playlists. Then there was Doctor Who Flux, which I wish I could get those 6 hours back. Marvel Eternals was pretty bad too. I've also been watching a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! On YouTube, in particular the retro formats, which has been really nostalgic and the reason why I fell in love with the game in the first place. I'll be talking about my own YouTube successes, or more accurately failures, in a separate video. I'm not sure if anyone could tell, but the last few videos that I've published on this channel about studying maths or physics at university were recorded while I had food poisoning. Since I couldn't meet up with anyone or do any real work, the only thing I could do was write and record YouTube videos. Speaking of YouTube, or more specifically YouTube analytics, I know that the vast majority of people don't watch up to this point in the video, so I can be a little bit more personal for those who are dedicated enough to stick around. I've been going on a few dates approximately once a week using the standard dating apps of Tinder, Hinge and Bumble with varied success. I've concluded that finding someone you actually like is incredibly hard. You need to find them physically attractive, intellectually stimulating, and, for lack of a better term, have good banter with them. Of course, they need to like you back too. There was this one girl at my accommodation that I liked, although she didn't feel the same way, so it is what it is. I initially struggled asking her out and bottled it a few times. There's just something about asking out a friend as opposed to effectively a stranger on the dating app. I might give off this really confident persona in these vlogs, and in real life I actually am a quite confident, borderline arrogant person, but when it comes to women, I'm effectively the same as this Adrita. Anyway, lots to look forward to. Spider-Man, my sister's coming back for Christmas, and I'm going to Cardiff for New Year's. See you in 2022, Adrito.